Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mama Vic channel. On this channel we talk about cryptocurrencies and other events happening in the cryptocurrency space. Now today I'm going to talk about a little MMORPG. Now we're talking about a massively multi-online role-playing game that has been developed by someone that started off in the NFT space, in the crypto space, by trading the crap out of land in Decentraland. So now the game that we're talking about today is the Metakey. This was started by someone called Metakey, or DCO blogger, that essentially started by trading virtual land on a platform called Decentraland. They were able to buy and sell land, and while they did that, they created a network of, connections to other people. He also has other during the previous bull run, he traded successfully a lot of premium art, so NFT art by premium people like Beeple, Ferocious, and so on. And he was able to make some successful trades. So all these trades, but mainly the DCO land, he was able to raise a lot of money and not just stop at that, but gather a team of people, over 33 people on his team, to launch what we call the Metakey. Now, the Metakey is supposed to be a universe of academies where to learn, where you can gather points and collect other NFT items launched by them or by other strategic partners. Or it's also a game like right now where you can participate and play. They're launching their demo later. They want to launch their demo later this year, so they're targeting Q4. But this has been an ongoing development. If you look at the time they thought they would release their demo, that was about probably 8 months ago, 6 months ago. And we're going all the way into this year, which is a good thing because they've chosen to slowly build out their project, to build out, not rug pull the community, but actually come up with a product, which is extremely hard to do. And they're about to, expose their demo to those people that either have the Metakeys or have some other item, maybe the Metacruise. The Metacruise are another PFP or profile-based art that was launched by them, but it's turned into avatars that are also interoperable. So anyways, before we get ahead of ourselves, the premise of the Metakey is they create a product that is supposed to connect multiple universes, multiple metaverses, should I say, connecting Decentraland, connecting the Sandbox, connecting Somnian Space. But all of this, you have items that can actually connect these metaverses. For instance, the Metacrew, their PFP items or NFTs that were airdropped to holders of the Metakey. Actually, I'm talking about all this airdropping, but the whole premise of the Metakey is that they want to have this as a free product. But if you hold the Metakeys and the Metacruise and some other items that exist out there that might drop in the future, what happens is that you're exposed to some discounts to their strategic partners, or you're exposed to some potential airdrops, or there's some perks you get by having some of these NFTs. But at the same time, they don't want to create a gated community where only the holders of some of these NFTs, because some of their prices might become quite premium. So they don't want to make it in such a way that only the holders are exposed to the ecosystem that's being built, but rather it's accessible to anyone, trying to remove barriers to entry. For example, people that do not understand how to create a private key, how to create a wallet, and so on. They want to sort of remove that barrier to entry, but at the same time implementing blockchain in the background. For example, most of their NFTs, the original Metakeys, they're launched on Ethereum. In other words, if you purchase them, they are on Ethereum blockchain. But many of the other NFT drops are on the Polygon network. But at the same time, their game New Ganymede is pivoted around IMX, which is Immutable X. Immutable X is a blockchain that's trying to focus on especially NFT art and NFT game development. So they've sort of eliminated gas fees right now, so that any user that wants to interact with NFT space doesn't have to know what's in the background. And one of the ways of achieving that is by eliminating the gas fees. In cryptocurrency space, we have something called gas fees. They exist for a reason, but sometimes I think eliminating them might also be a good thing. So where if you perform a transaction, the network charges you a certain fee, but because of the issue of scale, if there's a lot of activity happening on the blockchain, especially at the same time, that fee can go so high up that it becomes unaffordable. So anyways, The Metakey has their reputation precedes them. Their reputation precedes the founder. They've done a couple of airdrops in the past, Decentraland airdrops. They've had strategic partners like Crypto Voxels. They've also entered into funding rounds. They entered into a 3.5 million funding round that's headed by Animoca Brands, which is one of the biggest brands in Japan, covering the NFT space. But they also entered that partnership with many other strategic partners like the Whale Sharks and some other venture capitalist firms, as you can see on the screen. But they've had a couple of reputable airdrops in the past with strategic partners, other NFTs like Hubble, Cyberkongs, and so on. And recently, they actually they have an ongoing airdrop of these things called danger boxes. Now, these danger boxes are essentially a limited. There's 60,000 pieces of NFTs that they're dropping that are going to have certain traits attached to them. So when you're a player in New Ganymede, the game they're launching, you have these items that may be skirts or millies or gliders attached to these danger boxes. So like a loot box, but with a twist. Essentially what these danger boxes are, they're going to be 3 of them with 3 different rarity. To quote them in their own words, the Season 0 Danger Box is alive with a total supply of 60,000. These repositories are rare cosmetic items that can be claimed in a pre-revealed or entangled state to be revealed immediately on purchase as median, umbrellic, or vanguard boxes. Now, the medium ones are common. They're 68% of the whole supply, umbrellic are rare, 24% of the whole supply, and a vanguard are legendary, 8% of the whole supply. So after purchase, danger boxes can be traded on Token Trove and the IMX marketplace. During the New Ganymede demo, your boxes can be opened in-game for exclusive cosmetic items spanning these 3 tiers of rarity. Obtainable items include outfits, skirts, body and head, covering the body and head, melee weapons, guns, and gliders. But don't throw away your empty boxes. 5 previously opened danger boxes can be salvaged and reforged into a single unrevealed box during the demo season. Note that each empty box can be reused in this way only once, and reforged boxes cannot be salvaged a second time. So these boxes are unique and guaranteed not to drop duplicate items of those you already hold, unless you already hold every item of the tier rolled. So essentially, this is one of the most recent airdrops they've done on top of the previous ones they've done. For instance, if you look at their platform, which is the Metakey, you can view courses written by, rather posted by Muddy Detail blogger himself, posted by other reputable people. Like there's this kid who actually launched a bunch of NFTs and was able to make a lot of money. You're able to look at some of their real life events. So as you consume this content, you're able to gather points which you can then use to claim NFTs that you can actually trade on the market, or you do with them whatever you see fit. So on this platform, there is a course that teaches you some history about the Metakey, about Artifact Studios, who are the creator of their addition to Metakey. Now, what you learn from this course is that the people that were earlier adopters of the Metakeys were, especially those that had the Artifact one, the Edition 2, were able to get airdropped a certain Artifact Studio NFT whose value went so high up to probably more than $30,000 during the previous bear market. So some of the perks, these are, we're not here to speculate, but these are some of the perks of adopting a new technology as it's evolving, a technology that's backed up by reputable people and that are reputable in their actions, but also the network and partnerships they're making. So the Metakey is quite a curious project. I've talked about it in the past, but I wanted to cover it again to just sort of look at their evolution and where they've come today. The main premise of this project is to create an interoperable framework or an interoperable universe or multiverse that communicates with multiple metaverses in the Web3 to bring utility to holders of the Metakey, to bring utility to people that participate in the space, because they're trying to make it a free to enter sort of space without gated NFTs that might be so expensive that you limit the number of reach. For example, the danger boxes that we just talked about, that was also a foray into bringing in new players. They did a lot of promos with some of the previous artists that they worked with to spread out these danger boxes to potential other people that might be interested in buying them, as a way to foster interest into the Metakey ecosystem as it grows, as they try to iterate how to evolve and how to bring in new things here and there. So to cap it off, guys, they produce a lot of videos, a lot of content that can be consumed. So I'm going to first show you a trailer showing the introduction of the Metakey version 4. But the reason is they also introduced the first 3 as well, and including the version 4. So this should be something nice to watch. So enjoy, guys.
The Metakey Edition 1 Genesis, a flagship fueled by the inspiration of Alan Bolton, was proceeded to achieve monumental works in the world of NFT art. Edition 2, The Artifact, by Artifact Studios, who have since rapidly become the quintessential NFT style brand. Edition 3, The Ultimate. In a sea of cheap copycats, the work of Markomatic remains remarkable, inimitable, and unmistakable. The journey to Edition 4 has been one of discovery and growth, of innovation and integration, of community, of a crystallization of aesthetic and ideals. No one mind could forge the fourth key alone, but it took a truly inspired storyteller to integrate all of these components into a unified vision. It is our great privilege to introduce you to an artist with an incredible trajectory before him. Please welcome the key artist for Edition 4, Javier Marino.
So that's just about it, guys. If you're interested more into the Metakey, I think it's a very curious project. You find out more about, you'll get more details about their past partnerships like Australian Open and some of the people they've worked with. They've had some quite interesting partnerships in the past in terms of airdrops and wearables and actual companies. They've spoken of being in partnership with KPMG as well, so doing some side work for some of those projects. They're doing all of this to pack utility into the activities that the early adopters get engaged in and also future adopters. Because holding one key is enough to have access to all the activities and everything going on within this whole ecosystem. Holding the first 3 edition is just a collector's edition where that shows that you were probably among the first adopters, therefore you're recognized and I guess given some gratitude for being amongst the first adopters. But this is something that's aimed to build to scale, in other words to tap into multiple things as it grows to grow into a massive industry, gaming industry, learning industry, and whatever it will evolve into the future, and also showing us some of the use cases of cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and how the Web3 space is growing overall. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay curious and go looking out for more interesting stuff out there. The crypto space is only getting started and you want to be at the precipice when all of this is happening. Alright guys, take care. Bye bye.